Number 2. It's what I call in good Tennessee talk how I quit bitching and started teaching. See, I used to bitch a lot. I used to bitch about everything. I used to bitch about the federal government, bitch about the State Department of Education. I used to bitch about teacher training institutions, bitch about the central office, bitch about the principal. I used to bitch about the chairman of the department, bitch about the teacher next door. I used to bitch about lunchroom duty, bus duty, playground duty. I used to bitch about the parking lot, bitch about the faculty lounge, bitch about the smokers. I used to bitch about the hallways, bitch about the kids running wild. Used to bitch about the community, bitch about the parking place. Actually, I still do. The difference is I decided to get efficient at my bitching. See, I didn't reduce it one whit. What I decided is instead of doing a scatter pattern and bitching about everything all the time, I'm going to narrow it down and I'm going to bitch where it does some good. I'm going to concentrate my bitch. I'm going to focus it and I'm going to cause it to change some things. That's when I found that there's only one place that it ever did any good for me to bitch. Because there is only one person who has ever responded to my bitching, and that was me. Unless, of course, you're an English teacher, then that was I. But you see, I am the only one who ever responded to my bitching, and I didn't do all that well, but I did better than anybody else did. At least when I bitched at me, I had a chance. See, it's what I call the clean hands theory applied to education. Once my hands are clean, once I have made the decisions that are within the realm of my responsibility, then I got a right to bitch at those who are in my way. What I found is that once I'd done all I could do, there's a whole bunch more I could do. And once I started doing that, I found I could do even more. And once I started doing that, I found they weren't my way after all. And then I found out even if they were in my way, they started getting out. You see, it's as simple as that little prayer. I know you know it. The one that says, Lord, grant me the serenity and the courage and the wisdom. And I know you know it because in Tennessee, we put that on a cedar plaque in the shape of the state of Tennessee and sell it to other people on their way to Grand Ole Opry. So since you know that, let me remind you of what we're really talking about. We're talking about that no matter what else happens, ever, you will always, each day, begin with the givens. That's the only choice you have. The givens. You walk in and say, given that the teacher next door is a rat fink, given that I am not on tenure, given that the superintendent's kid is in my class, given that I have 38 of them in there, given that my wife is pregnant and has quit her job, given that the textbook is antiquated, given that they're clamping down on this thing, given, it still comes down to what shall I do? And isn't it funny that the most I can do is what I can do, but the least I can do is what I can do. The only thing I've ever done in my class is I go in and I do what I can do. And when I can't do something, then I don't. Maybe one of the differences is I make sure whether I can do it or not, because sometimes I try it. And sometimes I check to see if I can do it by doing it. And sometimes I reinterpret it and do it. But the fact is, I do what I do. The idea of crabbing about somebody else. See, if you bitch about what your principal's doing, you're copping out on your job. See? Unless you are in charge of the principal. See? Then if you are, bitch like mad. See, if you bitch about teacher training institutions, you're really copping out on your job, unless you're in charge of teacher training institutions. Then I hope you bitch like mad. But see, the only person you can change is yourself. It doesn't do any good to bitch at the others. So why not bitch at you and change what you're doing? The most I can do is what I can do. But the least I can do is what I can do. And the only thing I've done in 37 years is I've gone in and done what I could do. That's it.